Hi everybody, Jo here again. Thanks so much for popping in. Always lovely to spend time with you. Now today, got something a bit different. I like to keep coming in with something a bit different. We've got to get that crafty mojo back if you're struggling. And this is a lovely, clean and simple design. But it's got a little bit of added extra. We've got some stickers on here. We've got some embossing, some resist when we add the ink. I mean, look at that. We've got white space, Posca splats, and some lovely liquid pearls. So lots you could do here. You could add a bow if you wanted, a little bit of our craft yarn. And again, look through your stamps. I bet you've got lots of stamps that will be great with this technique. It's fresh, clean and simple, white space. Oh, gotta love it, haven't you? So I hope you're going to join me today. I really do. And thanks for your lovely feedback. From all the videos we've done recently, I have to say it's great to get such fabulous feedback. Today we're going to start with multifarious and it's 8x8 square. Now I have to say, did you notice I am funny? The number of times I get a piece of card out and I turn it over to decide which side I like best. Yes, it's the same on both sides, I know, but do you know what? That's just me. Are you the same? We all have these little quirks, don't we, eh? But that's what makes us us. And that's what's nice. We're all different. We're all unique. And that's what we want. So I'm going to start with a lovely stamp here called Keeping Faith. And I've not used it for a while. It's got the most gorgeous words on. Words that we can really think about, like courage, motivation, compassion. It's important, isn't it, to have compassion with each other's. At times we can be very hard on each other and not realise that maybe your friend's suffering. Maybe when they don't get in touch, we get a bit moody and think, oh, they're not bothering with me. But it might be they're struggling, they're having a hard time. So maybe we should actually get in touch with them. Wouldn't it be nice if we all today just went and looked on our phones, maybe somebody we hadn't messaged for a while, we hadn't heard from for a while. You know, let's all do that. Make somebody's day, just pop in. Or even a friend you haven't spoken to, just pop in and go, hi. Just popping in to say hi. That's it. Be funny if you both did it to each other, wouldn't it? But look, we've got together, believe, strength, trust. Trust's important. You have to trust people, don't you? Sometimes when you get hurt, and it happens to all of us, doesn't it? You know, at some point. But you've got to learn to trust again. And often it's a very special person that gives you that reason to trust again. So I just think this is lovely. Belief, heal, support, all just lovely, lovely words. So, as you know, it's a sentiment stamp. I've got an arrow on the back of my stamp. And I'm going to start and I'm going to stamp this. Before I start, I sort of think what colour tones I'm going for. And because I'm going to use blues, I'm going to come in with Arctic. Now, I think this would look lovely. So what's your favourite colour? I know of a lot of you it's blue. Quite a few recently have told me it's purple. So just try it in your favourite colour. So I'm going to put my first stamp there. And then I'm going to lift this and put a second generation here. Now this is just a background. And then we'll ink up because I want another second generation. So I'm going to be mindful. Take that off on my copy of paper and just have a second generation in this corner. And then what we need to do is just, if possible, let this dry, just so that the ink isn't wet. But you know what? If it does still be a little bit wet, just means the embossing powder is going to stick to it. So I'm just going to give it a quick zhuzh with my heat tool, just to dry that ink off slightly, purely because the next bit we're going to stamp with Versamark. So this is your sticky ink. This is the one that gives the watermark effect. And we're going to use the Wow, and this is the bright white. So like I say, if possible, maybe go and have a coffee and let this dry. And here comes our beautiful Indian Flourish. And again, if you're not sure where you want to stamp it, use your acetate, look. So this time, as I say, and for me, make sure your stamp's clean, because, you know, I get a bit upset if I get ink on my nice clean pad. I know it still works the same. I know you tell me this, but, you know, I don't like a dirty Versamark ink pad. So let's come in and stamp that just across there. Now, obviously, you're not going to be able to see this because it's your sticky ink, your clear watermark ink. Do make sure you wipe your stamp after as well. So we'll cover that in our white powder. Now, I put the whole pot on and I sort of give it a bit of a zhuzh to try and make sure I've got the whole of the stamped image, and then just tap it. And then I just want to try and make sure, like I say, if you've got any embossing powder on the words, it doesn't matter because it's just a background. And you can always say that's how you intended it to look. So let's pop this back in here. Give it a good brush. We want all that to go back in there. And it's really important to put that lid straight on because we don't want to knock that over. Now I'm going to heat this, so you will hear the heat tool. So I'm going to use my embossing tool on full and switch it on. And you just give it a minute to heat up, and then we'll come in, and I'm hoping you might be able to see as the embossing powder embosses, it will become slightly raised and white. And slowly just work your way around the design. And work your way back. Now you can see that that looks absolutely beautiful, and if you feel it, it's raised. But if you're one of our new friends and followers, don't overheat it because you can feel how it's raised, and that's the thing about embossing powder. If you overheat it, it'll shrink back into the card and it'll go flat again. So that is beautiful. Now, you could leave it like that if you wanted, but we want to have some beautiful blue ink around it. So I've got two colours I'm going to use, Mermaid and Blue Lagoon. And I'm going to come in first with Mermaid. Now, you've heated your card, so it will slightly warp a little, but as it cools, it will go back flat, so don't worry. And I'm just going to go over the embossing, don't worry. I know you're telling me it's gone blue, panic not. Don't worry, we've got the magic to happen yet. And I just want a nice light area. And what I'm going to do now is almost come in across where I've got my lovely stamping of that beautiful sentiments. Can you see? And I'm just going sort of across now to give that idea of following the shape of that stamping. Now that's enough of that colour, but I just want my lovely flourish to pop. So with the darker colour now, so this is the Blue Lagoon, I'm just going to go round where I've stamped and just build up a deeper colour around the actual image. And this is just so that that embossing will pop even more. And again, I'm gently doing this, just loosely holding that stencil brush. Now, as you can see, our embossing's gone a little bit blue. Now, the best thing I find to clean this with is a cotton pad. I don't want anything that's too abrasive, and sometimes even kitchen roll, if it's got a lot of embossed pattern, it can be a little bit rough. So I want something nice and smooth. So if I just come back in now and buff, and what I'm going to do is clean up that, take the ink, so that where we've embossed, it will resist the ink, and I can clean it up. So if I just do a little bit and then lift it up, can you see how now this is white and this is still blue? You know what I'm like, it's not easy to pick it up on the camera, but when you do this at home, you'll be like, wow, Jo, you're right. And you'll see a little bit of blue ink on your cotton pad. And I just love the way it comes up. That white is just beautiful. And you get to see the lovely detail of the stamp. Look at that. And you see how it pops now. So, a couple of little finishing tricks. How quick was that? I love that. And I love this white space. So, I'm going to come in with some of our lovely words, these beautiful stickers. And I'm coming in with Today's a New Day. And I'm going to put this down here. And I've gone for the white ones. And as you know, with these packs, we get black, white and buff. Now, I'm going to put balance in the middle next to the feather. Because when I had my butterflies, I think as they fly, they need balance, don't they? And as birds fly, they need balance. And you know what? I'm going to put You've Got This, because I think that's a lovely sentiment. And I think we have, you know, we have got this. And then I'm going to add my butterflies. Now, I've got two different sheets. Look, I've used a lot. There's not many left. So I'm thinking, I love this one here. So I'm actually thinking I'm going to put this one here. And then I like this one. It's white and just got a hint of blue. So again, I just used just something to rest. See, do I put it there? Oh no, I like it there. I think there's just too far away. I quite like it as part of the design there. And then just one more here possibly. And again, think. I think I might go for the smaller version of that one. And again, oh, I quite like it up there actually. Yes, I'm going to go for up there. And that's the beauty of just being able to pop, you know, and have a look. I think I need to get another pack of these. Look, I do love them. And again, you have got your words on this as well. Then, time for finishing tricks. So I've got, and I'm going for blue Posca this time, and this is the blue sparkle. And now I will warn you, my blue sparkle has a mind of its own. But as always, I'm going to give it a tap and just hit it here. Just tap it. But I'm aware that this does come out quite a lot, so I'm just being a bit gentle. But I just thought white wouldn't show up the same. I just wanted some blue. Few here. Right, I'm going to stop there because I know what it's like. And then my final finishing trick, the liquid pearls. Love these. And I always just give it a little, try it on my mat first, check it's working. And then let's just gently touch the card and lift up. And I'm just going to add a few. Now these dry beautiful and hard. And again, you can put them exactly where you think they should go. But you can put them on the end of the flourishes if you want. And I'm just going to put a few, almost making a trail here, following its way down from the feather. And I must remember to mop that little one up. Now, how lovely is that? And I'm sure you've got so many stamps that you can create a design similar to this using that embossed resist technique. And so you've got a lovely, clean and simple but beautiful design, suitable for so many different occasions. So you take care, enjoy the rest of your evening. Love and hugs from me. Bye for now.